Jeff, I want to stop just a second before I move into talent evaluation and just see if there's anybody anybody that has a question that I need to answer.
Yeah, I have two questions for you. So Brooke asks, how often do you suggest meeting with your entire team to check in?
Brooke, that's a great question. It's certainly going to depend on the company. I would say when you start out, it's important to more frequently connect with your team. So there may be a daily check-in. It doesn't have to be long. And the check-in would be not around doing all the work-related stuff, but it's just to get to know people. It's just to make sure everyone gets comfortable with being virtual and being in this, not face-to-face environment. That gives you the opportunity to hear and listen more as the leader. And one of the things that's important is listening to what your employees are saying and understanding how do they want to be communicated with and what's the cadence and the frequency. You can reduce that daily connection as you move forward and as you learn how your team interacts. But that's one of the things. I would start out doing it daily, and it could be half an hour, or it could be even shorter than that. And it could be as a full team, or it could be individual check-ins. That's one of the things that would help. So.
Second question from Janice is, how do you turn off work so your home feels like a home and not an office when your day is over?
Yeah, that is probably the most challenging thing for the individual, is being able to turn it off. I talked a little bit about having that work-life balance or the work-life integration. Because you're working from home and that computer is always there, the tendency is to jump on that computer consistently. My advice is that you close the computer down, you close the lid, you turn off the monitors, and you just have to make sure that you manage the boundaries and you hold your leadership accountable for managing those boundaries, because the tendency is for people to always be connected and always reach out. And this is part of a leadership challenge, is leaders have to get good at respecting times and boundaries and time zones, and not always expecting real-time responses, especially if it's outside the working hours. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's one that you have to just be disciplined and work through. And eventually people get the understanding that, okay, I'm not working 24/7. But one of the reasons productivity increases is because people are spending more time working, and you don't want to see the burnout factor happen, which happens pretty frequently for people who are especially new to working remotely or working from home. So great question.
That's what I've got for now.
Perfect. So I want to talk a little bit